Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Eternal Flames. This is Blaze speaking, and today we're going to be telling a story. I originally had planned for many other things, but in light of showing them a little bit more love, as well as maybe giving you guys a bit more heads up, I figured I'd tell a story instead. So, it's kind of a long one, kind of not. You're going to have to bear with me a little bit on this, but let's start at the beginning. Long time ago, a woman named Drindari, as well as a young Blaze and an even younger brother of Blaze, join up on this game called Ragnarok. Now, this game would start and change everything, because in this game we would meet several people and we would grow into much more amazing things. But I'm gonna hand myself. Me, Dren, a guy named Ranky, another guy named Try, and my brother all start up this guild called the Eternal Flames, in hopes of competing with other guilds to more or less gain our own base, to gain our own castle. Well, as time goes on, we kind of have a couple falling outs. We gain some members, we lose some members, right? And essentially, it boils down to me and Try. Dren joins a bigger, better guild, and me and Try kind of compete against all these other bigger guilds. 2 on 20. We start winning. Well, after a while, Dren gets bored of Ragnarok, and as much as me and Try want to say that we're so badass that we could keep a base from 20 people, we're not. We could take one, just not keep it. It's a little bit harder when you've got 18 more guys than you have trying to kind of rip something from your grasp. It's a little bit harder to keep a hold of, you know? Anyways, so Dren takes off, but she takes off with an invitation for us. Some new game that came out that she really wanted to play, and at the time, me and Try were not impressed. But when we finally got a hold of the game, I'd be lying if I said that we didn't get engulfed in it all the same. Maybe you guys have heard of it. Maybe not. If you haven't, then you might want to see a doctor. The game's called World of Warcraft. As far as we were concerned, when we joined this game, the Eternal Flames was all but dead. Because, essentially, we were leaving everything behind, all our greatness, all our glory, for a game that was a bit more rough and tumble, and a lot more streamlined to be group-oriented, so you can't very well just do things solo and expect to survive, or at least that's what we were told. And for the most part, they were right. And we ended up joining this guild called the Dark Alliance. Now, truth be told, the Dark Alliance was an amazing guild. I stayed there until I was max level at the time, which was during Burning Crusade. And they did amazing things and were capable of great things, but there was a problem. Essentially, this woman more or less seduced our leader, and he made some bad calls, which caused a lot of unrest within the guild. This unrest led to many bad things happening, including the breakup of the guild for the most part, and even me and Dren and them leaving, and we were kind of their higher officers at the time too. Well, we took a handful of people with us, and everybody's like, okay, we're gonna be making a new guild. Sweet! Who's the leader? I don't want to be a leader. You know, they're like, well, we need a leader. I'm like, I don't want to be the leader. I think you guys can see where this is going. I ended up becoming the leader. Well, truth be told, I then went, okay, well, what are we naming the guild? I got kind of a name in place, but it's supposed to be a placeholder. They're like, whatever you pick is fine. I'm like, seriously, this is a placeholder. What do you want the guild to be named? And they're like, whatever you pick is fine. You're the leader, so therefore you kind of get the authority to name it whatever you want, and we don't care. I'm like, fine. From here on forth, and from here on forth afterwards, we are the Eternal Flames. And like that, the Eternal Flames came to be once again. Well, as time went on, we would meet many other people in our travels in the World of Warcraft, including a Death Knight named Ruin. God damn it, Ruin. A archer named Sun. Another warrior named Gary. And I can't remember what Jake was. But, amongst our adventures, we met other amazing people. And to make matters even more interesting, we even got invited to Pantheon. Now, for those of you who obviously weren't there, Pantheon was one of the strongest, biggest guilds on our server. These were the badasses of the badasses. And the reason why we got invited is because we did amazing things, including going into Gruul's Lair with PvP gear and an arms warrior setup and out DPSing their Fury warrior. Ha! I broke your meta. Anyways, so essentially by breaking what they thought was unbreakable, we proved that we were capable. And they invited us. And we turned them down. A couple of you guys are probably going, why did you turn them down? Were you just proud of your guild and all that? No, to be completely honest, I was perfectly ready to completely dump the Eternal Flames and become part of Pantheon. Our channel would be called Pantheon had that actually happened. But the problem is they wouldn't take us all. They only want a handful of us, specifically the ones who are already max level. I'm like, that's not how this deal works. The deal works how I call it, which is, it's all or nothing. If some of my people want to take off and go with you guys, that's perfectly okay, but you gotta take all of us if you want my guild to disappear and become a part of your guild. It's not gonna be halfway. They obviously didn't take too kindly to that. But then again, I didn't take too kindly to them trying to, you know, make us give up our guild and leave our people behind. So, I guess fair enough trade, right? Well, obviously as time's passed on, right? We eventually left WoW. We started doing all kinds of different things, and when we left WoW, once again, we thought, well, there goes the Eternal Flames again. And then Minecraft happened. And then after Minecraft, it kind of went on to the Old Republic, and let's just say, at this point, I've come to realize something very important. We're not going anywhere. Matter of fact, now we have a YouTube channel, and even though right now I'm the main one contributing to the YouTube channel, it's not just Blaze. It's Try, it's Drendari, it's Myra, it's Kinla, it's Josh, it's DB Raven, it's Cool Dusk, it's Will Glenn, it's Rustlin. All these people are Eternal Flames. They're even part of other groups that we honestly consider our close personal friends, and we even consider ourselves part of their groups. We all work together. We all strive to make the impossible happen. And we will continue to do that. Hopefully with you guys watching, and maybe even with you guys joining our ranks at some point. I'm not gonna say anybody can be an Eternal Flame, but anybody who's willing to put the extra mile in sure as hell can. So, on that note, I'm going to end my story there. Truth is, there's a lot more to the story than just that, but for those of you who want to hear more, I'm more than willing to tell every bit of the story because it'd be hours. For those of you who just want to know where we started from, where Eternal Flames came from, and why I always say, oh, it's more than just me, this is why. And it'll never just be me, because I'm just the tip of the iceberg. I'm Blaze. These people, and all of us, we are the Eternal Flames. And just remember, you can be an Eternal Flame too, as long as you're willing to fight and stretch that extra mile to be something amazing. Good night, everybody.